Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to go through 3 different spreadsheets with you that I'm releasing by themselves and as part of a bundle. So I thought it would just be a lot easier if I do one big video going through them all, because they're only a little bit different from each other but in very specific ways. Now, if you've watched my content creator spreadsheet video, this is the backbone of these sheets. But what I've done is I've made one specifically for YouTube, one specifically for Instagram, and one specifically for TikTok. So I'm going to go over each of these with you, starting with the YouTube one. So as you can see here, there's a lot less KPIs than the other ones. That's because YouTube prioritizes views, likes, and comments over anything else. So these are the 3 things that your engagement rate will be calculated off of. It will also calculate which video has your highest views, and as before with the standard content creator planner, the number of planned posts you have, how many are currently in progress, how many are published, and the percentage of them that are complete. The first 24 hours, just like before, your best performing post, the name of that post will go here, your highest engagement rate and your average engagement rate in the first 24 hours. And down here, 2 little charts, little donut charts will populate for you with a visual summary of this sort of data here as well. On the right, I've got a suggested schedule for you. On Mondays, planning content, Tuesdays, filming, Wednesdays, editing, Thursday for final review and scheduling, and Friday, finally, for promoting your content. And then also on the weekdays to post a real-time story every single day. So that's just a suggested schedule. These are completely editable for you to change them to whatever you like. And then down here we have some fun little numbers as well. So your average weekly output, how many goals you've achieved, how many goals are in progress, how many collaborations you've completed and how many are currently active, and how many total posts you've posted in the time you've been using this tracker. And then of course this down here is the latest top 5 latest ideas that you've put into your idea bank. Next up is the goal tracker. The goal ID will automatically for you as you start to fill in content. Just choose a category of goal, the description, the time frame. This can be written however you like, but then your target metric does need to be numerical. So for example, if your time frame is that you want to reach 1,000 followers within 6 months, I need you to convert that into a numerical sort of metric. So for that, I would suggest, instead of saying like you want to do it in 6 months, maybe just make your target metric 1,000 and then your current progress here. So instead of including the 6 months here, your main focus of that goal is 1,000 subscribers. So make that your target metric. If you were to do a goal like post 5 times a week for the next 3 months, then what you would do for this target metric is include that timeline. So you would work out how many weeks are in between now and when you want to finish this goal, times that by 5, and that's the number you would put in here. You'll, as you do your progress, it will automatically calculate the percentage of progress and populate a cute little progress bar for you as well. And this status will automatically change as well. And you can put a little notes or further actions you want to take over here. Now, you will notice with all of my content creator sheets on the dashboard, unlike everyone else, I do not have a follow account. That is because I do not like that metric. It is out of your control. It can really mess with your mental health and your self-worth. So I do not like to encourage people to focus on follow account. However, as I just said, you can put a goal for a follow account here in the goals section, and that will display on your dashboard here as just one of your goals, because I don't want you focusing on something that is out of your control and putting all your value in that number. Because in this day and age, what advertisers and companies care about isn't that number. They care about your engagement rate, and that's what this sheet does focus on, is your engagement rate, because that is how you sell yourself to brands. That number doesn't really matter anymore because there's no guarantee those are active subscribers. Anyways, that's just my little rant for that. But yeah, so next section is your brand. So you would come in here, put in your social media handle at the top, and then your content pillars. Now, I hope you've heard about content pillars before, but it's basically like the 4 main aspects you're going to talk about. So if you're a lifestyle influencer, this might be fitness, fashion, self-care, and potentially something else. Then you put a short little description in here. Whatever it is, like just the 4 sort of subjects you want to focus on. And then as you type them in here, they will actually auto-populate over here for you. And then I want you to do some brand colors. Go looking up some color palettes and come here and pop in their hex code. And for a fun little extra, what you can do is go up to the bucket up here, go to this little plus thing and paste in that hex code, and then the box will be the same color as your actual hex code, which is super fun. Next, I want you to be a little bit introspective. I want to ask you to ask yourself who you are as a content creator, what you're providing. I've got some questions here for you to think about, because I want you to have a goal in mind of who you want to be and what you want to be known for. This will help you a lot of the time when you get stuck for ideas. You can come back here, look at your pillars, look at what you do, what you provide, and that can help guide you towards some future content ideas. Now, you don't have to fill this out, but I think it's super fun. I've got little mood boards down here, so you can go onto Pinterest, grab some photos or what sort of vibes you want your videos to give off, or maybe you can do a whole mood board about your favorite creators who inspire you and who you want to be like. Next up is your hashtag/keyword library. Now, the way this works is every time you put in a hashtag or a keyword, make sure you actually include that hashtag. You're going to choose what category it's for, if it's for growth, engagement, SEO, or just like a niche sort of one, which content pillar it relates to. This will automatically change the names based on the information you fill in over here. So that will automatically change. Then you put your keyword in here, and if your platform allows you to do this, or if you've got a plugin that allows you to do this, and you can track how well that keyword is converting, you can go ahead and put a rating in here. Sometimes you can do that, sometimes you can't, so I've just given you that option. But basically what you do is when you're ready to post something, just come over here, choose the category that the video is going to be and the content pillar it's focusing on, and in this box will automatically populate a bunch of your keywords and hashtags that you've put into this system that relate to that category and that content pillar. All you do is copy from the box. I know it's showing a little formula up here, just ignore that. All you have to do is right click on the box, copy, and you can paste what is in that box wherever you like, and it will paste those hashtags for you. It's so cool. I'm so proud of it. It's amazing. Next up is your idea bank. Like with your goals, this will automatically populate as you fill it in. So put in the status of the idea, how much you've actually worked on it, its priority, the title, the working title of the idea, and a description of it. Keep in mind for this spreadsheet, it's been formatted, so if you write beyond this box, down here, it will text wrap. So it will just expand vertically to fit in what you want to say. Then choose what type of content it is. This will be different per spreadsheet. I will show you in the other versions how it's different. But for YouTube, you've got short, full-length video or community update. I know they've just added the community tab, so I'm not sure about tracking those, but I wanted to give you the option. Then you choose which content pillar it relates to. Again, these will update. And your goal or intent for the video, whether it's for brand awareness, you want replies, comments, follows, link click saves. You don't have to choose absolutely everything. I'm just trying to give you as much control as possible. If you think there's monetization opportunities, put a note in here. Like say you're showing off your top 10 best buys for 2025. Maybe you could write the brand names of all of those top 10s in here and possibly reach out to them. And then a little note section as well. Next up is the content planner. This is the backbone of this spreadsheet. Do not sleep on this. This is an amazing tool. I want you to know the most important sections to fill in. So content type, it's really important you choose this. Content pillar, it's really important you choose this on this page. The date you're going to post it. These are the 3 most important things because they will inform the next page. But I'll go through this one first. So again, content type, status, if it's planned, drafting, editing, scheduled, or posted. The pillar, when you are going to post it, if it's part of a campaign or series, like if you have a signature series. If it's a collaboration, who it's with. The title, the caption / hook. If you've done your thumbnail, what your engagement goal is for the video. If it's like 1,000 views, 500 likes, just free write that in here. You can post a direct link to the post if you like. Have you repurposed it onto other platforms? Because I want you to constantly be thinking about how to make the most out of what you're creating. And have you done a safety check before posting? Now, I will jump ahead just to explain what this is. So the safety check is from Tips and Tricks. So this is just a bunch of information for you. I've done like an editing step-by-step suggestion, a planning content step-by-step suggestion, but what safety check refers to is this section over here. So every time you go to post a video, I want you to think about all these questions and making sure you are not only protecting yourself and your family, but you are not accidentally exposing just a passerby in the background of your videos, especially children. So these are all the things you should be thinking about before you are posting. So I've made sure that's part of the content planner so you don't forget. Now, once you've filled this out, something really awesome will happen on this next page. This is your visual monthly content planner. And the really cool thing is it changes per month. Isn't that awesome? And then when you fill out that content planner, it will actually populate here all that information I was just talking about. So the date you're publishing it will determine where it appears. The content pillar will appear. The name of the post will appear. And the content type will appear. So you have a really good overview here of what content pillars you're hitting, what content types you're hitting, and all that stuff just at a glance. Next up, this is completely optional, but I think it's super fun. This is your feed visualization. So whenever you finish a thumbnail, come drop it in here and just put the title of the video underneath here as well if you like. But this lets you visualize what your feed is going to look like before you even upload something. So you can see how it looks up against all your other content. So I just think that's super fun, and it goes on for like ever. So next up is performance tracking. Now this is the sort of sheet you want to focus on if you are trying to sell yourself to brands. It is very complicated. There's no way around that. I'm sure there's other plugins you can use, but if you're using a spreadsheet, you are a manual data person, I'm assuming. So this allows you to manually control that sort of data. So you put the post title, when it was originally posted, and then you come back into this sheet 24 hours after posting, 48 hours, 1 week, and 1 month after posting. If you're able to change your data view on your studio and see this information individually without having to physically do it at those times, that would be great. I'm pretty sure you can set the metrics to just look at certain times. But yes, so this will automatically calculate your engagement rate for you. And this also informs a lot of this information here for you. So it is a really important sheet. So even if you're only doing 24 and 48 hours after posting, you will still get a lot of information out of this sheet. So 24 hours after posting, how many views, likes, and comments have you got? And then it will take this information and automatically calculate your engagement rate for you. Same for 48, 1 week, and 1 month. But what's really interesting is over here, the more of these sections you fill out, the more information these 3 sections have to work with. And it will tell you how your views and your likes are growing over time. Next is collaborations. Again, this will automatically populate. So you put the brand or partner name, the type of collaboration, if it's part of a campaign or series for you or them, the deliverables that they want, the date you posted the content and the due date of the content to them, your status. So you've got a lot of options here because there's a lot of steps. How much you're charging, whether the invoice has been sent, contract signed. And then here, if you're not being paid directly, I want you to put the product value in here. You will need this information for tax time. Do not sleep on this. If you have an affiliate code or link you need to promote, pop it in here. And this engagement metrics is manual entry. So I want you to just keep an eye on your sponsored posts and write down the sort of engagement metrics that you want to send back to the brand. Like, it's been a week after you've posted it. This is how the post has performed. Thank you so much for working with me. It's been a great opportunity. Just so they can have some feedback on how it's going. And next is build that B-roll. This is the place to remind you that you should be filming B-roll constantly. I want you to put shot ideas here, like drinking a coffee, sitting on the computer, editing a video, and then I want you to do a close-up, a medium, and a wide of all of those shots. And then you can put tags for each of those shots as well. I think I've covered everything. If there's something I haven't covered, what you can do is just edit. And you can come down here, add another item, update it, press done. It will update it automatically for everything. And then of course, tips and tricks, which we've already been over. So that is you also have an instructions page just in case this video isn't enough. So we've gone through the YouTube one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through the differences between the other sheets specifically, because they're all pretty much built on the same backbone. As you can see here for Instagram, we have views, likes, comments, shares, and saves as the data points that we are collecting. The way that informs this sheet is the performance tracking. This is the only thing that differs data-wise, because of course we're watching views, likes, comments, shares, saves, and that will help calculate our engagement rate. And then for your content planner, your content types are reel, post, story, and carousel. And then for TikTok, we are looking at views, likes, comments, and shares. And for this one, I've added in another data point for you, which is the highest liked video and how many likes that is. And again, for this one, whoops, scroll over. Content types, you've got short form video, story, or carousel. And of course, those different data points. And then of course, in the performance tracking, it has these other data points as well, which inform your engagement rate. Oh, something I forgot to show you is how the feed visualization changes. So in TikTok, your feed is just straight short form video. And on Instagram, we have your reels and your feed. You can see that Instagram actually changed from a straight square feed to a slightly longer, almost rectangle feed. So I've had that reflected here for you. And you can of course put in notes for your videos and thumbnails as well. But that is everything. That's how they all differ. I hope this was useful information, and these are available for individual purchase, or you can buy 3 for the price of 2 in my bundle listing. So you can choose any of these ones. So YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, any 3 of the types of spreadsheets for the types of platforms in my 3 colorways. So black and blue, which you're seeing now, pink and purple, or orange and yellow. I will have links to all of those listings below in the description. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for so long. I know this video has taken a little bit. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.